you are, the products that you have developed, the market you have developed, the systems and programs that you have. There's a lot of people on LinkedIn, and they're there for business, and they'll blow up your chat. And there are some people that they really want your services, and there are other people where you're just annoying, right? Why? Because you don't align, right? But what I strive for with my clients is I want you to have a yes. And I'm just really getting into the space where my energy is saying, the people who, because before sometimes I know you need my service. I know that you need my help. Why? Because I was there where you are like 2 days ago, right? And I quickly moved out of that space, but I know how to, right? So I know, I look and I say, I know you. I know you are. And sometimes I want to like really convince, but it's like, don't convince. Just share your perspective. Just give more information. Give more information, but don't convince. And the more I'm going down this path, I realize it makes no sense to really try to cram and strain and stress for anybody. And I'm talking about marketing for business, but for anything, like if you have a relationship, I used to tell my friends with a relationship, like it took me about 6 months to realize if I really had something to tell my husband, I would tell it to God. And then I would just mention it to him. And if he's like, no, I just leave it, let it be. And then I just wait, give it some time, and then he'll come back and he'll say, yeah, no, I was thinking this, the same thing I said. But I just realized that sometimes, in life, we don't give things enough time. We don't give people enough time to see that we are what they need. And I just believe that we're living in a space where people are looking not just only for ideas to align, but for energies to align and for values to align. So, what I do, how I can help you, how I can serve you is we are going to sit down together and we're going to show the world who you are. And we'll put it out there and see if you align with anybody, if somebody out there is looking for your services. Another thing I would say on who you wants you. I was talking to it was a potential client, and I was talking to her, and I'm pretty much sure we're going to work together some fashion, some way. But I was talking to her, and she was telling me the same thing that a few other of my clients, when I was just only a holistic coach, was having. And as she was talking about this problem, I said, I know this is a problem with not just you, but there are a lot of you out there. And there are a lot of you out there that need my services. But something I just wanted to say is there was a lot of me that I needed some time so I could improve me, so I could know exactly how to show up to serve that person. And I say that because sometimes you might look at a person and you might say, this is the contract for me, or this is the person for you might say, this is the partnership for me, or this is the relationship for me. This is exactly what I need and they need. And you see it so clearly, but it doesn't happen. For one reason or the other, it doesn't happen. And usually as humans, we tend to force it and we put a lot of energy because we talk about energy on this. So we put a lot of energy and intention and focus on this thing must happen for me. And then you realize that if you do get it, if you do run it down and get it, you realize that you weren't fully prepared for it, right? So usually things align, just like in nature, things align when we're ready for it. Things line up when we are fully there. So if something like maybe if you're in the middle of negotiating a contract, or if you are in the middle of trying to hit a deal, right? Or you propose something to someone and they say, let me get back to you. Before in the past, what I used to do is I would say, oh, I wish, and then you start praying, oh, cool, I wish this work out, right? And you're spending time thinking, oh, cool, if this work out, this is what I would do, this is what I would do, this is what I would do. And what I realize is what I need to do if I'm waiting and I feel like when I start feeling like, man, this is taking a little bit longer than I expect, I start looking within and saying, what is there? I ask, what is there that I need to have, know, or be to really show up and just knock them out of the socks, like just do such a good job. And usually there are things missing. So I realized this recently with a client that I had. She We're in the middle of negotiating a contract, and then realized as I was doing it, I realized that there was no presence, there was no social media presence. And in this day and age, if you don't have any kind of social media presence and your website is down, you almost like don't exist, right? Like people, your trust level is a lot lower. So I told her, I said, let's work together while we are while we are waiting for these contracts. Let's work together to increase your visibility. And she's still thinking about posting flyers and really trying to get her name out there. And sometimes the the pause or the patience or the not fully being there, or you're almost there but they haven't signed the deal yet. Sometimes I think that's a quick, like for ladies, they know about this. Like if you're going to take a picture of something, you do that quick check. I like red lipstick, so you do that quick check to make sure you don't have lipstick on your lips, on your teeth, before you take a picture. Sometimes I feel like that's the energy saying, do a quick check and see how are you showing up? How do you appear? You know, do you does the way you appear, does the way you show up, is it convincing that you are all that you are coughed up to be, all that you present, right? And that's just what I would say in realizing what you want wants you. Because sometimes we do things out of desperation. Sometimes we do things because we think or we heard that it makes a lot of money, or it may make us seem influential or famous, right? But if what at the root, what you want is really aligned with your divine purpose, if what you really want is really aligned with who you were purposed to be and how you were purposed to show up and serve, then when you show that side of you, when you prepare for that assignment, when you speak to that, when you go out and you just let your passion overflow, like for me, I want women to take care of themselves. I want to take care of myself. But I know the reality of it is the cost to truly take care of yourself. Most women, they have not scheduled in, they have not budgeted in, because most women, we take care of other people before we take care of ourselves. We take care of other responsibilities and other things, always take priority before we take care of ourselves. So coming into this space saying, hey, women, they need to have self-care. But designing a business where I do holistic marketing, where I say, hey, my prices, it's going to cost you to work with me, and it's going to cost you to work with my partners, and it's going to cost you to take care of yourself on a consistent basis. But let's see why you can't afford it. Because I was in your shoe, and there was a period of time not very long ago where not only could I not have afforded it, but if I could have, I would not have. Why? Because I didn't think I was worth it. I didn't have that behavior and that level of self-care modeled to me. So I didn't think that a person like me was deserving of being pampered in any way, right? My husband would literally beg me to get my nails done. Literally, right? Beg me to take a bath, right? So it's not just about money. And it's just, and we talk about business, but it's not just about business, it's about you, right? Because if you wouldn't spend the money and you wouldn't invest in yourself, right? And you have a business where you want women to invest in themselves, how could you be convincing that they should make an investment in your business when you don't even make the investment in you? That I know, trust me. I had to, trust me. And then you see, man, even though I'm making more money, I still have problems with money. I still have poverty mindset. I still have scarcity mindset, right? And that's going to take time. That's going to take time to get over, right? So that's why I'm building this community. And I say I'm building because this is a continual process. Every new person I meet that aligns, they become part of this community. And I love people who challenge me. I love people. I have a friend, she say, "Oh, I'm going overseas next week. You want to come?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, not next week, next month." I was like, "Oh, don't tempt me, girl." I mean, you have to balance responsibilities as well. I'm not talking about being reckless, even though sometimes I have been. But I'm just saying, as a woman, at the base of your business is you, right? So as a holistic nurse, I'm trying to serve, but I realize everything is connected, right? So first I have to serve you, right? First we have to see, I'm going to put you into experiences, right? That are uncomfortable. It might be uncomfortable because it might be a high price point. It might be a service where it's doting on you. It may make you squirm a little bit, right? But if you are ready to go to the next level and you want to serve people on a next level, you have to expand, right? And love expands. So when we pour love into you, and you expand, then your mind expands and how you show up expands, right? And that energy expands. And when that energy expands, then you attract the right people to you. They want to come, they want to know who you are. And it's not just about attracting, the bees don't make honey for us, really. It might seem so. And the trees don't produce fruit saying, "Okay, Casey, you're gonna eat this apple." That's not how it happens, right? It does it because it's part of their process. So when self-care becomes part of your process, when self-care becomes part of my process, and it becomes a lifestyle, then we raise the bar. And then when we see our clients and we start seeing, because I talk a lot about that rep, the repeat customer, right? I want you to have repeat customers for your spa. I want when women come for skincare, for hair care, that they come on a routine basis, on a maintenance basis. But it takes not just giving somebody a flyer or a percentage off a deal for them to get there. It takes knowing that they believe that they're worth it. It takes them having skills to put that as a priority in their life, right? So, and if you are running a business and you are working in a business, you know how life gets, right? Everybody and everything comes first before you. So this is where when we present and when we offer, we're offering from a space that we know what it's like and we've been there, right? But then we just hold space and we hold patiently because they're going to get there. They're going to get there. You're going to get there. I'm going to get there. So I'm going to end it off here just by reminding you that what you want wants you to. It wants you, and most times need you. Need your product, need your services, need your love, right? So if you found any value in this, let me know in the comments. Remember, I always say the currency of 2024, right, in this space on social media is attention. So if something I said here was of value to you, could you please add value to me by helping me out by pressing the like button? Would you subscribe if this content aligns with you? And if you really, really like it, do me a favor and share it with a couple of friends. You could share it by clicking the share and sending a text message, or you could share it by just directing other business owners to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.